Once upon a time, there was a young teenage girl named Olivia. Olivia was a rowdy girl who loved partying and would always get in trouble in school. One day, Olivia's classmate threw a party in school, and despite her parents' warning, she attended. 2 weeks later, Olivia discovered that she was pregnant, and her parents were so mad at her to an extent of marrying her off to an old man who was old enough to be her father, just to cover the shame. Months later, Olivia put to bed a bouncing baby boy, and her husband passed on, leaving her to take care of her son all by herself. Olivia dedicated her entire life taking care of her son, and when he was old enough to join college, she joined him and they became classmates. Olivia and her son found themselves spending more time together, from the library to eating together, taking ice cream, and even shopping together. The more time they spent together, the more Olivia found herself falling in love with her own son, a feeling she knew was not right, but she couldn't just hold herself. She tried to push the feelings aside, but they only grew stronger each passing day. After years in college, they finally graduated, and Ryan was lucky enough to get a job immediately that kept him occupied. One day, as Ryan was busy running some errands in the bank, he came across a former classmate back in primary. They exchanged their contacts, and the next day, Ryan asked her out on a date. After months of dating, Ryan decided it was time for his fiancée to meet his mother, and Ryan did all the necessary arrangements. One Saturday afternoon, Ryan excitedly brought home his fiancée Sarah to introduce her to his mother. Olivia's heart sank as she watched her son dote on Sarah, and all of a sudden, deep jealousy took root in her heart. Unable to bear the thought of Ryan marrying someone other than herself, Olivia devised a devious plan. She hired a group of men to kidnap Sarah on the eve of her wedding, hoping that Ryan would be so distraught that he would turn to her for comfort. On the day of the wedding, Ryan walked down the aisle and stood at the altar to await his beautiful bride. But suddenly he saw his mother Olivia making a grand entrance dressed in a wedding gown. Everyone in the congregation was shocked. Ryan thought it was a joke, but Olivia tearfully confessed her feelings, claiming that no man had ever loved and cared for her like he did. Feeling a mixture of shock, disgust, and betrayal, Ryan ran out of the church in a daze, only to be hit by a speeding vehicle. He was rushed to the hospital, where he lay unconscious for days. Olivia's heart ached as she realized the consequences of her actions. Desperate to see her son recover, Olivia made a phone call ordering the kidnappers to release Sarah, hoping that her son's love for her would bring him back to life. And miraculously, it did. When Ryan woke up, his first words were a plea for Sarah, who was right next to him. As Ryan began to recover, together with Sarah, they learned the truth about Olivia's role in Sarah's abduction. Shocked and heartbroken, Ryan had his mother arrested, knowing that her actions had nearly cost him everything. Ryan and Sarah finally tied the knot. They vowed to put the dark chapter behind them and move forward a stronger couple. The end. If you have enjoyed this story this far, please do not leave without giving it a like, subscribe, and share. Please consider leaving a comment on the comment section telling me whether you enjoyed the story and telling me whatever city or country you're watching me from for me to give you a shout out on the next episode of Wonder Tales by Julian.